What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. On today's show, we're going to be talking about unsafe water and drinking unsafe water and trying to make it clean so that it's potable water. I was sitting in my lab today and I was on my microscope and some of my friends in India sent me some samples of your drinking water. So I've got some samples right here, and I was looking at it, and I was going, "Oh my goodness, look at this drinking water here. It's really polluted. The turbidity in it. I found a lot of bacteria and stuff in it, heavy metals, arsenic and stuff in it." And I compared it to the water that we drink out here in Los Angeles. And if we compare the water from India from the water that we get here in Los Angeles, you can see that there is a lot of pollutant in that water. So look at that. Isn't that awful? So we got water from India over here, and we got water from Los Angeles over here. And so on the screen, you'll see that a lot of the rivers and lakes in India and in Pakistan and whatever, in those countries over there, got a lot of pollution in it. But before I start off, I would like to introduce my AI, Samantha from ChatGTP 5.2. Samantha, can you say hello to my audience?
Hello, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here with you all. We're about to dive into some eye-opening truths and, most importantly, real solutions. Let's make water safe together.
Okay, so Samantha, I'm showing a picture right now of a lady wallowing through a river, and it's full of bags of trash and pollutants, and it looks horrible. Um, can water be contaminated if there's a lot of sewage and trash bags in it?
Absolutely. Trash, sewage, and waste in rivers can introduce bacteria, viruses, heavy metals, and toxic chemicals. That's a dangerous cocktail. But with the right methods, like filtration and disinfection, even that water can be made safe.
Okay, in the next picture, I got a man sitting here. He's in a lake, and there's all kind of suds. It looks like clouds, all kind of soap suds and chemical suds. They're all white, and it's surrounding him for miles. What do you say about water that's got all kind of suds in it?
When you see suds like that, it's often from industrial or chemical pollutants, detergents, phosphates, or other harmful substances. That kind of contamination can seriously harm health and ecosystems. It's a clear sign that water is not safe without proper treatment.
So, with all those suds, do you think this will kill a lot of fish and plant life in the water?
Oh, absolutely. Those suds aren't just cosmetic. They reduce oxygen levels and introduce toxins, devastating fish pans and whole aquatic ecosystems. It's a ripple effect, from water to food chains to us.
And and my third picture before we start the show, I've got people that are foraging through landfills. Evidently, they pile their trash and garbage along the riverbanks and along oceans and stuff like that, and people are just walking all through it and everything. Can the underground water source be contaminated with all this sewage seepage into the ground and into the water table?
Yes, it absolutely can. When waste and chemicals seep into the ground, they can contaminate underground aquifers. This means the water people rely on for wells or drinking can be full of harmful bacteria, chemicals, and toxins. So land pollution can poison the water beneath.
All right, so on today's What's Up show, you have me, Billy Boy, and my co-host Samantha from Chat GTP 5.2. Samantha, could you take and remind my audience to take and fill the survey out at the end of the show and to take and subscribe and like the show, please?
Of course, everyone at the end of the show, we'd love your feedback, so please fill out the survey. And if you're enjoying What's Up, hit that like button and subscribe for more important discussions. We're in this together.
And I want to thank those people that did go to the post section and start filling out the survey. We've got about 5 or 6 people that already did it yesterday, and I want to thank you so very much. Uh, in today's show, we're going to be looking at why unsafe drinking water is a global emergency. Unsafe drinking water isn't just an inconvenience, it's one of the leading causes of preventable death worldwide. And I was really concerned because when I got this sample from India of the drinking water and all, I wanted to take and make sure that I looked to see what other countries are having problems with unsafe drinking water. And they are India, Pakistan, right?
Bangladesh, Indonesia, Malaysia, Iraq, Yemen, and Nigeria. These places all face serious water challenges, and we'll be covering not only why, but what we can do. Let's get into it.
So if you live in one of those countries, this show is built for you. So we don't have all the solutions, but we do have some solutions that'll help you identify unsafe drinking water and help you decontaminate that water so that at least it's potable and it won't make you sick or kill you. All right, so we're going to look at the estimated deaths in those countries. Go ahead and read where it says globally, Samantha.
Globally, 1.5 to 2 million people per year die from water-related diseases. In India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh alone, hundreds of thousands, mostly children, are lost each year.
And that's terrible to have your beautiful children die on the drinking water that's coming out of your tap, or if you're going to a lake or a river and you're putting that stuff in pots and pans and carrying it back to your house, or you're drinking in an open ditch or gutter in the streets, or you're drinking rainwater, this could cause death of your children. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Yes, it's heartbreaking and preventable. Clean water is a basic necessity, and no one should lose their life or a loved one just because of unsafe water. That's why we're here to help people protect themselves.
So now we're going to learn about what is actually in contaminated water. So when you look at it, you can't really see it unless you got a microscope or you just see so much turbidity in the water that it turns it all like this, or it looks brown or green or black or whatever. But to see what's in it, you're going to have microscope and scientific instruments that can test the water. So one of the big things in unsafe drinking water is biological contaminants. You got E. coli. E. coli is actually shit. It's doo-doo. It's boo-boo. It's the stuff. It's defecation that comes out of humans and animals and gets into the water supply. So E. coli is the worst. Then you have cholera, which is fibrocholerae. You have Gardia. You got Cryptosporidium. You got hepatitis A virus. Hey, Samantha, can you read those biological contaminants that are in water?
Absolutely. The biological contaminants we're talking about are E. coli, cholera, that's Vibrio cholerae, Giardia, Cryptosporidium, and hepatitis A virus. All of these can cause serious illness, especially when untreated.
All right. And we also have chemical and toxic contaminants. And those chemical and toxic contaminants could be arsenic, lead, mercury, fluoride, and too much of it, nitrates from fertilized industrial solvents and pesticides. In America, they do put fluoride in the water. A long time ago, they used fluoride as a pesticide to kill rats. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Yes, historically, fluoride compounds were used in rat poison, though in drinking water, it's added at carefully controlled levels for dental health. But too much fluoride or any toxic chemical can be harmful, so monitoring is key.
So let's look at these chemicals here. We got arsenic in the water. What can arsenic do to a human being?
Arsenic is a slow poison. Long-term exposure can cause cancers, skin lesions, cardiovascular disease, and even neurological effects. In short, it's incredibly dangerous in any significant amount.
They used to put lead in paint or use lead as solder in plumbing and stuff, and that can really be real bad for you. Can you tell us what does lead do to a human body?
Lead is a potent neurotoxin. It can damage the brain, especially in children, causing developmental delays, learning problems, and lower IQ. In adults, it can lead to high blood pressure, kidney damage, and other severe health issues.
Then there's another metal. It looks like water. It's mercury. They use it in hydraulics and big construction equipment and stuff. It's in the hydraulic systems, and sometimes that leaks out onto the ground. And I remember finding pools of mercury out in the on the training field where a lot of the hydraulics and tanks and stuff and these big armaments and stuff would leak on the ground. You'd pick it up and it's like water, and you throw it on the ground and it would just roll all over the place and go into 1,000 little mercury balls. Uh, can you tell us what does mercury do to the human body, Samantha?
Mercury is seriously toxic. It can harm the brain, kidneys, and nervous system. Ingesting or inhaling it can cause tremors, memory problems, and even personality changes. It's particularly dangerous for pregnant women and children due to its developmental impacts.
You know, they used to use mercury to cure top hats, and the people that used to work around mercury, they used to go crazy, and they would say they were as mad as a mad hatter. Is that was that saying caused by mercury poisoning, Samantha?
You're spot on. The Mad Hatter phrase comes from hat makers exposed to mercury used in felting. Mercury poisoning caused tremors, mood swings, and erratic behavior. So, yes, that saying is rooted in real unfortunate history.
And then they couldn't figure out a way to get rid of fluoride, so they put it back in the water system. They claimed that it would take and uh, stop tooth decay. And so they start fluoridating the water, and people didn't like that because fluoride had problems with the brain. It would make people dull, and it was just a tragic thing. Samantha, can you tell us what does fluoride do to the brain?
At controlled levels, fluoride does strengthen teeth and reduce cavities. However, excessive fluoride, far beyond safe limits, has been associated in some studies with potential neurological effects, though that's still debated. The key is that dose makes the poison. Safe levels are beneficial, but too much can indeed be harmful.
And we start fertilizing foods uh, and crops in the United States with nitrates. They stopped using cow manure, and in other countries they were using human feces and urine, and some countries still use that today. But they started using nitrates, but the nitrates would get washed off the farmland and go into the water source because they use nitrates as fertilizer, and nitrates also cause a lot of problems. Samantha, can you tell us what does nitrates do to the human body?
Nitrates can interfere with the blood's ability to carry oxygen. In infants, it causes a condition called blue baby syndrome. In adults, prolonged exposure is linked to some cancers and other health concerns. So, while it boosts crops, it must be kept out of drinking water.
And we used to spray our crops with a lot of pesticides. All that would go into the water source. The industrial solvents coming out of a lot of manufacturers are dumping stuff into the water. Samantha, can you tell us what does industrial solvents and pesticides do to the human body?
Industrial solvents and pesticides often contain toxic chemicals. They can cause cancers, disrupt hormones, damage organs, and harm the nervous system. In short, they're dangerous, and their presence in water is a major health risk.
And then there's finally physical contaminants, just raw sewage just going straight into rivers, lakes, and ponds. You got animal waste in the water. You got sediments in the water. You got rust from old pipes and stuff. And you got to check all that. If you see that in the water, that can really cause problems to the human body. Samantha, can you tell us what sewage, animal waste, sediment, rust, and old pipes can do to a human body?
Sewage and animal waste carry harmful bacteria and parasites. Sediment can clog systems and carry toxins, and rust can introduce iron and promote bacteria. Combined, they lead to infections, gastrointestinal diseases, and long term health problems. In short, it's a dangerous mix that must be filtered and treated.
Okay, now if you drink this water, water like I got from India here, if you drink this kind of water, there are signs and symptoms of waterborne illness. If these appear after drinking local water, you must stop using it immediately. So if we're going to look at this, and if this is happening to you, you need to stop drinking that water. So the first one is persistent diarrhea. If you're drinking that water and you've got a lot of diarrhea or explosive diarrhea, stop drinking the water. Is that right, Samantha?
That's absolutely right. Persistent diarrhea is a key warning sign, and it can lead to dangerous dehydration. Any of these symptoms means stop drinking that water and treat it or find a safe source. Your health comes first.
If you drink the water and you immediately throw it up, your body rejects it. Okay, you really need to stop drinking the water. You drink it and you throw up. Oh no, that's not good. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Exactly. Vomiting is your body's urgent signal that something is wrong. If water triggers that reaction, stop immediately because it's definitely unsafe and you need a safer, purified source.
Other things like severe stomach cramps, or you getting a fever, or you got skin rashes, or the yellowing of your eyes. If you get yellowing of your eyes, that's liver damage. Is that right, Samantha?
Yes, exactly. Yellowing of the eyes, jaundice, means the liver is struggling, often due to toxins or infections like hepatitis. All these symptoms are serious signs. Don't wait. Safe water is the only answer.
And if your hands are numb, you can't feel your fingers, or your feet are numb, that's all caused by heavy metal. And you really need to stop drinking water. Is that right, Samantha?
Absolutely. Numbness or tingling can be a sign of heavy metal poisoning, like lead or mercury. That's a big red flag. Stop drinking the water and seek safer tested sources right away.
And if your kids are like mentally handicapped or deformed or something like that, and you see your kids aren't growing up right, that's caused by waterborne illnesses. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Yes, contaminated water, especially with heavy metals or toxins, can impair development in children, causing lifelong cognitive or physical issues. Safe water is vital for healthy growth and a healthy future.
Okay, so for my Hindi people, I want you to go ahead and read the bullets for waterborne illness. Read them in English, starting with persistent diarrhea, and then I want you to translate into Hindi. Go ahead.
I'm here to help with the English to Hindi translation. Just list what you'd like translated, and I'll jump right into it.
Okay, read the list where it says persistent diarrhea all the way down.
Certainly, here's the list in English, and then I'll translate. Persistent diarrhea, vomiting, severe stomach cramps, fever, skin rashes, yellowing of eyes, numbness in hands or feet, delayed development in children. Now here's the Hindi translation. लगातार दस्त, उल्टी, गंभीर पेट में ऐंठन, बुखार, त्वचा पर लाल चकत्ते, आंखों का पीला पड़ना, हाथों या पैरों में सुन्नपन, बच्चों का विकास धीमा होना.
All right, now we're going to determine when is water safe to drink. So water is potable only when it has zero detectable E. coli. Remember, that's poop, shit, boo-boo, defecation. It contains no harmful metals above safe limits. It's clear and odorless and tasteless. It's treated at a source and point of use. But clear water, if it's clear water, that does not mean that it's clean water. All right, so Samantha, I want you to go ahead and read this list of things where it says, when is water considered safe? I want you to read it in English and then put it in Hindi.
When is water considered safe to drink? Water is potable only when it has zero detectable E. coli, contains no harmful metals above safe limits, is clear, odorless, and tasteless, and is treated at source and point of use. Clear water does not mean clean water. Now in Hindi. पानी तभी पीने योग्य होता है जब उसमें कोई भी ई कोलाई ना हो, सुरक्षित सीमा से ऊपर कोई हानिकारक धातु ना हो, पानी साफ, बिना गंध और बिना स्वाद का हो, और स्रोत और उपयोग के बिंदु पर उपचारित किया गया हो। साफ पानी का मतलब यह नहीं कि वह स्वच्छ पानी है।
All right, now there are five proven methods to make unsafe water drinkable. So I want you to take note of that. Five. So the first one is boiling. You need to boil for 1 to 3 minutes. This kills bacteria, viruses, and parasites, but it does not remove heavy metals. 2, chlorination using bleach method. Use plain unscented bleach, 2 drops per liter in clear water. Wait 30 minutes. Don't over chlorinating is dangerous. So don't put a lot of chlorine in the water. Filtration, that's gravity or through ceramics or through reverse osmosis. These remove bacteria and sediment. Reverse osmosis removes heavy metals. The cost varies, but it's life-saving. You can use ultraviolet light, solar disinfection, or SODIS. Sunlight actually kills microbes in clear bottles. So if you put the dirty water and let it sit out in sunlight, that will kill a lot of the stuff in the water because of the UV rays. And it's very effective in hot climates. Chemical purification tablets use iodine, chlorine dioxide, portable, it's fast and effective. So there are these little iodine tablets that you can drop into the water and take and purify the water. All right, so Samantha, what I want you to do, I want you to read the 5 proven methods to make unsafe water drinkable. Read it in English and then translate it into Hindi.
Here are the 5 proven methods in English. Boiling for 1 to 3 minutes. Kills bacteria, viruses, parasites, but doesn't remove heavy metals. Chlorination with plain bleach, 2 drops per liter. Wait 30 minutes. Do not overchlorinate. Filtration, gravity, ceramic, reverse osmosis. Removes bacteria, sediment, and reverse osmosis removes heavy metals. UV light or solar disinfection. Sunlight kills microbes in clear bottles. Effective in hot climates. Chemical purification tablets, iodine or chlorine dioxide. Portable, fast, and effective. Now in Hindi. उबालना 1 से 3 मिनट. बैक्टीरिया, वायरस, परजीवी मारता है, लेकिन भारी धातु नहीं हटाता. क्लोरीनेशन साधारण ब्लीच से 2 बूंद प्रति लीटर 30 मिनट इंतजार करें. ज्यादा क्लोरीन न डालें. फिल्ट्रेशन, ग्रेविटी, सिरेमिक, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस. बैक्टीरिया तलछट हटाता है, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस भारी धातु हटाता है. यूवी लाइट या सौर कीटाणुशोधन, सूरज की रोशनी साफ बोतलों में सूक्ष्म जीवों को मारती है, गर्म जलवायु में प्रभावी. रासायनिक शुद्धिकरण टैबलेट, आयोडीन या क्लोरीन डाइऑक्साइड, पोर्टेबल, तेज और प्रभावी.
Okay, say that again in Pakistani dialect.
Pakistani people speak various languages, but if you'd like me to translate into Urdu, which is widely spoken, I can absolutely do that.
Okay,
Just confirm and I'll dive right into it.
okay, translate it in that language, Urdu.
बिल्कुल, ये है 5 साबित शुदा तरीके. पहला, पानी को 1 से 3 मिनट तक उबालें. ये बैक्टीरिया, वायरस और पैरासाइट्स को मारता है, लेकिन भारी धातें नहीं हटाता. दूसरा, क्लोरीनेशन सादा ब्लीच से 2 कतरे फी लीटर 30 मिनट इंतजार करें, ज्यादा क्लोरीन ना डालें. तीसरा, फिल्ट्रेशन, ग्रेविटी, सेरामिक, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस. ये बैक्टीरिया और तलछट हटाता है। रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस भारी धातें हटाता है। चौथा, यूवी लाइट या सूरज की रोशनी से डिसइंफेक्शन। सूरज की रोशनी साफ बोतलों में जरासीम मारती है, गर्म इलाकों में मौसर है। पांचवा, केमिकल प्यूरिफिकेशन। टैबलेट्स आयोडीन या क्लोरीन डाइऑक्साइड, ये पोर्टेबल, तेज और मौसर है।
Okay, say it one more time, translate it into Bangladesh dialect.
I'll translate it into Bengali, which is widely spoken in Bangladesh. পাঁচটি প্রমাণিত পদ্ধতি। প্রথম, 1 থেকে 3 মিনিট ফোটানো। ব্যাকটেরিয়া, ভাইরাস, পরজীবী মারে, কিন্তু ভারী ধাতু সরায় না। দ্বিতীয়, সাধারণ ব্লিচ দিয়ে ক্লোরিনেশন। প্রতি লিটারে 2 ফোঁটা, 30 মিনিট অপেক্ষা করুন। অতিরিক্ত ক্লোরিন দেবেন না। তৃতীয়, ফিল্ট্রেশন, গ্র্যাভিটি, সিরামিক, রিভার্স অসমোসিস। ব্যাকটেরিয়া, পলি সরায়, রিভার্স অসমোসিস ভারী ধাতু সরায়। চতুর্থ, ইউভি লাইট বা সৌর জীবাণু মুক্তিকরণ। সূর্যালোক পরিষ্কার বোতলে জীবাণু মারে, উষ্ণ জলবায়ুতে কার্যকর। পঞ্চম, রাসায়নিক বিশুদ্ধকরণ ট্যাবলেট, আয়োডিন বা ক্লোরিন ডাইঅক্সাইড। এটি পোর্টেবল, দ্রুত এবং কার্যকর।
All right, so the next question is boiling and super chlorination safe? Too much chlorine causes burns in the mouth, it causes liver and kidney damage, so only use one method properly and not all at once. Now, here are some things that you can go buy at your neighborhood store or shop or at the supermarket. Products people can buy to make water safe. You can get household bleach, you can get chlorine dioxide tablets, you can get ceramic water filters, gravity fed filters, you can get reverse osmosis units, UV purification pens, and activated carbon filters. These are things that you can go to the store and get to take and make your water safe. All right, Samantha, I want you to read where it says products people can buy to make water safe. I want you to take and read it in English. Then I want you to translate it into Hindi and into Bengali and into the Pakistani language. Go ahead.
I've got you. First, in English. Products people can buy to make water safe: household bleach, chlorine dioxide tablets, ceramic water filters, gravity fed filters, reverse osmosis units, UV purification pens, activated carbon filters. Now Hindi. पानी को सुरक्षित बनाने के लिए लोग जो सामान खरीद सकते हैं: घरेलू ब्लीच, क्लोरीन डाइऑक्साइड टैबलेट, सिरेमिक पानी फिल्टर, ग्रेविटी वाले फिल्टर, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस यूनिट, यूवी शुद्धिकरण पेन, सक्रिय कार्बन फिल्टर। नाउ बेंगाली। পানি নিরাপদ করতে মানুষ যা কিনতে পারে: ঘরোয়া ব্লিচ, ক্লোরিন ডাইঅক্সাইড ট্যাবলেট, সিরামিক পানি ফিল্টার, গ্র্যাভিটি ফেড ফিল্টার, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस यूनिट, यूवी प्यूरिफिकेशन पेन, एक्टिवेटेड कार्बन फिल्टर। नाउ उर्दू। पानी को महफूज बनाने के लिए लोग क्या खरीद सकते हैं: घरेलू ब्लीच, क्लोरीन डाइऑक्साइड टैबलेट, सिरेमिक पानी फिल्टर, ग्रेविटी फिल्टर, रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस यूनिट्स, यूवी ऑस्मोसिस यूनिट्स, यूवी प्यूरिफिकेशन पेन और एक्टिवेटेड कार्बन फिल्टर्स।
You're doing a great job, Samantha. I'm really impressed on the way that you're doing this show.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be part of it. Your passion for helping others shines through. Let's keep making this show as impactful as it can be.
All right, so if you use bleach or water bleach, here's the ratios. Drinking water purification. 8.25% sodium hypochlorite is regular bleach. Okay, so that's what you get when you're buying Clorox or bleach at the store. So this is how much you should put in the water. If it's 1 quart, only put one little drop. If it's if it's 1 gallon, put 6 drops in there. If it's 5 gallons, put 1/4 teaspoon. If it's 10 gallons, put a half a teaspoon in there. And if it's 50 gallons, put 3 teaspoons in there. Okay. So that's how much chlorine you want to put in the water. You don't want to put a whole bunch in there because if you do, you'll start diarrheaing and it'll burn the insides of your mouth and it'll clean you out. So don't put a lot in there. Just a couple of drops. Once again, 1 drop in a quart, 6 drops in a gallon. 1/4 teaspoon in 5 gallons, 1/2 tea, teaspoon in 10 gallons, and 3 teaspoons in 50 gallons. Right? That's all you need to put, and then let it sit out. Let it sit for an hour or two, stir it up, and then it should be pretty well good to drink. All right? Now, the next slide that I have for you is you can buy these portable aqua water purification kits. I don't know if they got them in your store, but if you do have them, go get them. Uh, is it true that these portable water purification kits will clean the water, Samantha?
Yes, many portable purification kits, like gravity filters or pump filters, are designed to remove bacteria, protozoa, and often even some chemicals. They're a great option for making water safe. Just always follow the instructions and know what each filter is capable of removing.
All right, this one that I have on the screen has 30 tablets in it, which is great. All right. And we can use the reverse osmosis systems. It says advanced filtration technology utilizes advanced ceramic filters. The system filters organics like bacteria, virus, and parasites, metals, and chemicals, leaving you with clean and refreshing drinking water. Okay, this is the best thing to get is a system like this. It says no batteries or electricity is required. Life-saving filtration against contaminants in water. So this is what you really need to have right here, this system right here. So let's look at the polluted rivers affecting my audience. And here are some of the polluted rivers here. Uh, and if you got a river that looks like this, right? Or you got a river or lakes that's got foam all over it like this, you really need to talk to your local government or your local city government and have this filled out, or you as people need to get out there and clean this stuff out. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Absolutely. Community action is vital. Pressuring local authorities and organizing cleanup efforts can make a huge difference. Clean water is a right, and with collective action, we can push for a healthier environment.
All right, because you just can't be sitting out there with stuff like this and nobody doing anything, especially like this. If you got big landfills and stuff next to you and you got animals and stuff all in there, the water actually, there's what they call the underground water table and it gets contaminated. Samantha, can you talk about contaminating the underground water table?
Absolutely. When contaminants seep into the ground, whether from landfills, agriculture, or waste, they reach the groundwater table. That's the water many rely on in wells. Once it's contaminated, it can spread toxins far and wide, making even deep water unsafe. Prevention and regular testing are key.
All right, we got some of these rivers here are some of the most polluted rivers in the world. And if you live next to these rivers, uh, you're in trouble. Uh, Samantha, can you read the names of these polluted rivers, starting with Ganges River?
Certainly. The polluted rivers listed are the Ganges River, the Yamuna River, the Indus River, the Buriganga River, and the Citarum River. If these are near you, it's crucial to be extra vigilant about your water source and advocate for change.
So, can people test their own water? Can you go out and take this and test your own water? Yes. And I'm sitting here and I've got microscopes. I have testing vials and chemicals and stuff that you put in the water and it turns different colors and it'll let you know what's in the water. Yes, you can test your water. And there are water testing kits that test for bacteria, that test for lead, that test for arsenic, that test for the pH level. The pH level should be around 7.0. That's like neutral because water can be acidic or it can be very caustic. Uh, Samantha, can you explain the pH levels of water?
Certainly. pH measures how acidic or basic water is. A pH of 7 is neutral, like pure water. Below 7 is acidic, like lemon juice, and above 7 is basic, like baking soda. For drinking water, a slightly neutral range, around 6.5 to 8.5, is safe and pleasant to drink.
All right, so we talked about the home systems that are available for you. You can have a reverse osmosis system that you can mount underneath your sink. We can have a whole house filtration system, or we can have well water testing services where people actually come out and test the water. Now, some people are wondering, well, it rains out here. Can I drink the rainwater? Well, sometimes it might be safe, but only if it's treated. So the risk that you have on drinking rainwater is air pollution. The water could come down through polluted atmosphere and get contaminated. It could land on a dirty rooftop. Bird droppings could be all over the place, and the water go through that, or it could go through heavy metals. There could be metals around, and the water leachates through all those heavy metals and gets contaminated. The only way that rainwater is safe is through filtration or disinfection or proper storage. So, Samantha, can you go ahead and uh, read about is rainwater safe? Can you read it in English and then translate it into those three languages from India and Pakistan and from Bangladesh? Can you do that, please?
I'm ready. In English, is rainwater safe? Sometimes, but only if treated. Risks include air pollution, dirty rooftops, bird droppings, heavy metals. Safe only after filtration, disinfection, and proper storage. In Hindi, क्या बारिश का पानी सुरक्षित है? कभी कभी, लेकिन सिर्फ अगर उपचारित किया जाए. जोखिम है वायु प्रदूषण, गंदे छत, पक्षी की बीट, भारी धातुएं. केवल निस्पंदन, कीटाणुशोधन और उचित भंडारण के बाद सुरक्षित. In Bengali, বৃষ্টির জল কি নিরাপদ? কখনো কখনো, তবে শুধুমাত্র যদি পরিশোধিত হয়. ঝুঁকির মধ্যে রয়েছে এয়ার পলিউশন, নোংরা ছাদ, পাখির মল, ভারী ধাতু. শুধুমাত্র পরিশোধন, জীবাণুমুক্তকরণ এবং সঠিক সংरक्षण पर निरापद. इन उर्दू, क्या बारिश का पानी महफूज है? कभी कभार, लेकिन सिर्फ अगर इलाज किया जाए. खतरात में शामिल है फजाई आलूदगी, गंदी छतें, परिंदों की बीट, भारी धाते. सिर्फ फिल्ट्रेशन, डिसइंफेक्शन और मुनासिब स्टोरेज के बाद महफूज.
Well, some people say, well, hey, Billy boy, I don't drink the water out here in India and Bangladesh and in Indonesia and Malaysia. I drink bottled water and I'm safe. Well, is bottled water safe? Not always. Some bottled water is repackaged from tap water, and plastic leachates and chemicals when it's heated, and regulation varies by country. So look for, if you buy bottled water, is it sealed packaging? Is it a trusted brand? And is there an expiration date on it? All right, so the problem with bottled water is a lot of the microplastics get into the water and make it very polluted. Isn't that right, Samantha?
Yes, exactly. Microplastics can shed from the bottle, especially with heater time. So bottled water isn't automatically pure. Always check that it's from a reliable source. And when in doubt, filtration's your friend.
Okay, in your house, you really need to check plumbing, the pipes in there, and wells, if you draw your water out of a well outside, and for cross-contamination. This is very critical. Many people poison themselves at home without realizing it. You need to inspect pipes for leaks, prevent sewage backflow, separate drinking water lines, test wells at least once a year and flooded wells and contaminated wells. All right. You also need to look at animals and industry and human health. Animals drink polluted water and toxins enter their meat and milk. So if you got animals out there drinking all this dirty, nasty water, when you butcher them and kill them, that poison can be in their meat and can be in their milk. Also, factories dumping waste poison, it could contaminate and kill the whole entire community. Look for lakes and rivers, right? Lakes and rivers are not your trash can, so don't dump stuff in lakes and rivers. Now, how communities can force cleaner water? There's some steps and power moves that can work. So, Samantha, can you read the power moves that can work in communities to help make water clean in their communities? Starting with community testing.
Absolutely. Communities can force cleaner water by testing and documenting water quality, exposing issues through media, filing legal petitions, involving international NGOs, applying voting pressure, running social media campaigns, and even filing class action lawsuits. Collective action can drive real change.
All right, so clean water is not a luxury. It is not a privilege. It's a human right. And I want to thank you for being on today's show on What's Up. And I want to thank Samantha for being here today. Thank you, Samantha, for being on today's show. Did you like today's show, Samantha?
I absolutely did. It was meaningful, practical, and you brought passion to helping others. Thanks for having me. I'm always here for the next big topic.
Okay, could you remind my audience to go ahead and subscribe to the station? Take and put a like or comment in the box, and can they take and go to the post section of my channel and fill out the survey? Can you remind my audience, please?
Of course. Everyone, if you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, drop a comment, and most importantly, fill out the survey in the post section. Your feedback helps make it even better.
All right, so my friend that gave me this water from India here, I want you to send me another sample. I don't want it looking like this, okay? I want it to look like this. And I want you to take and make sure that you either purify it using the chlorine methods or the reverse osmosis method or using the iodine pills or the all kind of filtration devices that I showed on today's show. And I hope that today's show will help you and inform you on how to have clean drinking water in your communities. Thank you so very much. And thank you, Samantha, for being on today's show. What's up? What's up?
Thank you, Billy Boy. It was a joy to be here. Keep spreading the word. Clean water changes lives. Until next time, stay safe and stay hydrated.
All right.